Now we're recording.
All right.
There. Holy shit! Here we are!
We made it! You said my airplane. You said my airplane was ready. God damn it! I'm here to fly it.
We're waiting for the fuel truck.
Hi, Joe.
Oh,
How you doing?
Super.
I want you to meet
You
someone.
met Jack Thompson? He lives out close to you. Russ Rohleder.
Nice to see you. Yeah. And this is the Moltz family, and Mike over here with the camera, and Paul.
Yeah.
And this pretty girl is
Nancy Tobul.
Yeah. We met at the house.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How do you feel about being a widow, too?
Thanks, Russ. Thanks a lot.
Oh, I got something.
How's it look now with the two pieces together so far?
Oh, my. It's beginning to look like an airplane, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, we were doing this head of bucking plate that maybe had put in there, must have had damage some earlier time. But we pull that all out, starting to get it all back together. So we have some there, and we have a little bit in the cockpit yet to do. And
Boy, you're really making progress, Joe.
yeah, well, we had to put the two halves together, as Jack is saying, so that when we go to put these rivets in, we don't want it to go out of shape. So while it's together, it can't go out of shape, see?
Yeah. Just give them a little history on the thing, because the gang here doesn't know anything about it. Where'd you find this and so on?
Well, this was used in an escape attempt from Honduras.
Let me shut
Russ
this
had
off.
a USO girl that... You really want me to tell about that USO girl, Russ?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Donut Queen of Tobul Airport. No, this was built in '45 before the end of World War II, and it served on the first tour duty with the Boxer, with
CV-21.
the F4U-4. The bitter birds, as they're called, because they were called up in 24 hours and they're very bitter. So it served on the Boxer, and then it came back and was overhauled and went back out on the Valley Forge with Russ's squadron, BF-653, with Cook Cleland. And when it came back out of that tour, then it was put in mothballs. It made a few training squadrons, but then was put in mothballs, and an entrepreneur by the name of Bob Bean was buying a lot of surplus airplanes, and he was trading these Corsairs to Honduras for P-38s. He would give them a Corsair for every P-38 that they already had. And so this was number 613 in the Honduras Air Force. And an airlines pilot by the name of Ray Gentile went down to buy one. They wouldn't sell him one that was flying, but they said, we'll sell you 613, which is our parts airplane. You know? So he was able to buy this for $5,000. It cost $5,000 to crate it and get it on a boat. So by the time he got it to Kansas City, it was about $20,000 invested in it. He had grandeur, visions of grandeur that all the TWA pilots would help him put this together. And he was half right. They wanted to fly it, they didn't want to put it together.
Yeah, right.
So he sold it to a United Airlines pilot by the name of Charlie Uncle. And he trucked it all the way down to Homestead, Florida. And between Lime Groves and Divorce Court, he didn't put it together either. And so he put it up for sale, and we bought it, and we trucked it all the way to Pittsburgh. But up until that time, we didn't know it was with the Pittsburgh squadron, so to speak. And it wasn't until I started getting Navy records on the plane and started looking up the squadrons, and I believe it was you that I contacted first. And you told me about Hank Solkowski, right? And at that time, Bob Bolzer was still alive. I mean, not Bob Bolzer, but Bob Jeffel was still alive in Monroeville, and going out to Arizona with Bob Bolzer, he and his wife. And, so
we went out there.
I was out there, yeah. I had dinner with him one night, and so we the bureau number of this one is 97143. at the Pima County Museum in Tucson is a Dash 4 97-142. But it's really strange to see that. So it's had a good combat history. As you use your cameras, you can tell, when you look at the plane, you can see the flak patches. It seems like this, and on that wing. The Navy doesn't do it like the civilians, where they would take a rag and hole, make a nice round hole, put a nice back plug, and make it smooth. They just put 3 times, 4 times the thickness of it, rivet it in place, and that's it. But he's in good solid shape. Very, very, very little corrosion. You know, really good zinc chromate from the Navy.
He's made tremendous progress.
Yeah, she's in real good shape. Well, thanks to Jack. You know, Jack, of course, Jack Thompson here is the crew chief in Korea on Corsairs with the Marines. And you know that branch.
Joe was a Marine.
Because we don't want rain getting in there. We won't put cloth on the wings like this. This is old Circa, but it doesn't look like linen. Looks like Circa here. We'll see if we can't sweet talk the PIA into metallizing for us over there at the Institute.
In other words, you'll take the wings over there.
Yeah, we'll take them over. I'm going to make some dollies for it so I can put them on rolling dollies so we can wheel them around. I've got to pull the, you can't see it from here, but the hydraulic cylinder is going to be pulled and redone and rebuilt.
That's right down here.
Yeah, it comes in from the other side. But the reason for metallizing this will be because if and when eventually that thing starts to leak, that hydraulic fluid's going to ruin this stuff. And if you metalize it, you're done with it. Now you have to worry about kids poking their fingers through it and everything else. It's done.
You got the tips for it.
We have brand new tips. All of it. Yep. So
Cleveland, cut 4 feet off each wing. For a gusset. Yeah, for the gusset.
That's way back. You have to pick up this rib.
Yeah.
And pick up this part. Yeah.
I was with him just last week.
Yeah, you're saying.
He's came all the way.
Wow. But she's in really, you can see the zinc chromate. You just need to get some of that Honduras blood out of it. But, Jack did a super job. We had some damage in this wing over here. Ladder, climb up and take a look inside.
Take a look.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We want to see the ace go. You first. The ace goes up first. Come on, Russ.
I'll see if I can remember how to get up.
We get ready here.
Had a, still working?
Yeah.
If I recall,
Well, you also,
there's a
flat
ladder here.
That's the dash 5.
Oh, that's a 5.
Yeah. Now, the other side, your flap's got a door,
Yeah. So you got up on the wing here and this,
Yep.
pulled yourself up here, then a step here,
Yep.
and there's a handhold up in here somewhere.
Your entrance, your pilot entrance is really on the other side.
Yeah.
Maybe you reached in, drop the flaps, climb up in,
Right.
and,
I got something. Got his wing tip backs.
They weren't tips. They go underneath on the bomber, like where the bombs could go.
You got extra props for it now? We have to have him. That's to be sure they're right.
Oh, they'll send them out and redone.
I'm sure. Done.
yeah, they put an article on how they rebuilt it.
Amazing.
So they went out open, so you want to mark 4. There's in the drive, you got to mark 8 with this one. All that guy sees, you got to mark 4. Look at the records. The guy bought the beer can in San Diego for $429 and like 83 cents. I don't know how they got the 83 cents. But that's all.
Oh, I know a lot of people.
Ladies first.
How are they? Like a member. met a fellow by the name of Bill Struby out in around the Lancaster area. He was a treasure hunter with, what is it, Fisher, or Nell Fisher, the treasure hunter?
Yeah.
Well, Struby would go out treasure hunting. Let me show you some of the gold coins and some of the pictures. One of he was in the aircraft industry, and he had probably 20 buildings.
Yeah. It's red nose and red tail.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's what it's going to look like pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, huh? Switch the other picture.
You know what I was thinking about is how do I'll put one squadron on one side and one on the other, and then see which one you want to make a pass by.
Right.
One for Kansas and one for Pittsburgh, huh?
Right.
Hey, Russ,
Yeah.
story how you got that picture.
Oh, Balzer sent these from TWA.
How did he get them?
Well, we were in formation over the carrier. He flew up alongside and took them. This is a guy who used to volunteer. He had a death wish, and he volunteered for everybody's flights that they didn't want to take. And he should have been killed, but he made it.
One night, everybody was sleeping, down, got so much shit. We had 18 airplanes that were paying. Lieutenant Eddie went out.
Edgar almost.
That's formation. This big.
The photographer said that the arrangement tried to get so I don't know.
This is in good shape. Well, I have the gold in there.
Fly, what they call fictitious ship. Time of need, you gotta plot your position, ship's position, and then hope it's there when you come back. That's what they call fictitious ship. The plotting board, I don't think this has it. They had a space board in the old Corsair, right underneath the panel, and it slid in and slid out.
Yeah, all they have is a checklist on this one.
Yeah.
It's a small little thing. Then you have a clipboard down below, but that could have been a plotting board. But I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
The checklist for this is all good pilots must land, find home, check. All for altitude, cruise for gas, pilots for parkage, must for mixture, land for landing gear, find for flaps, home for hook, and check for tail wheel lock. If you landed with the tail wheel unlocked, you took off with the lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Moulds.
That part's so
What a massive undertaking.
This seems like every time you get a little bit done, you keep going.
Yeah.
This had some oil can.
Mm-hmm.
So by using pneumatic hammers, pulling the gussets out, it's needed, so.
Yeah. The other thing, Joe, you're not going to be stressing this thing, you're not going to burn any cheese and stuff like
That's
that.
why I don't use a lower up. So this is.
We used to do tail chases, and the way to synchronize your props was forward back with another guy, and when the prop stopped, you have your prop in the arc with his, and when it stops, it's going one way or the other. When it stops, you're doing exactly the same RPM as his, and you just sit there, because you have the same inches of level, the same RPM, you just hang it. Tail chasing a crate every once in a while, somebody get too slow or something, just cut his tail off. Ruined the day.
Like those guys in Sparkers,
I haven't did airplanes, I think I told you last one. That was, this guy's still living.
This summer, are we gonna take care of this video show?
Yeah. Things on the
Yeah, it's on
wing,
the,
yeah.
you can't see it from here,
Like
but
breaks
it's on
the
that
torque
one
up.
wing.
Right.
Like a
But if they
torque.
hadn't done that, the airplane was unserviceable as far as carriers. And it says all that in that book, Joe.
When the Navy didn't want it, they gave it to the Marines. and
That's right.
They wanted to,
The Navy turned it down, and then as soon as the Marines made it flyable, and
From what I
don't
understand, they had to make a landing on a carrier for fuel. They had no other choice. They had to land. Been called up.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Nice to see you. Next little show. I haven't seen that one. You'll see it. Don't let anybody tell you about it.
Like a year.
My wife
Was this,
Billy Moulds.
Okay. I got a new one.
Oh, you got a new one?
Yeah, that's a spare I ran across, so
New glass and everything.
yeah, over there, covered by sheepskin.
oh,
That'd be,
Smithville Street, it's called a football bridge. If you look at it,
Oh, yeah.
it looks like a football field outline, but there's only 3 of them left. And on one of those bridges, I'm not sure whether it was Smithfield or one of the others, but they have a legendary steel worker, Joe Margaret's big muscles and everything. Legendary steel worker. It'll be worth the end. You'll be a rich woman.
When he crashes.
No, insurance, no. I didn't mean that, I mean the price of this thing. You'll be rich.
look at what
He's
you
got
know.
more equipment to copy that he can
You have to have somebody, you can't take a shot.
They got copy cameras that would
But you have somebody working.
take a picture.
I see the guys were still there 2 hours. Try to catch a fish, you can leave them there. Guys like, well, what's the secret? You know, he said, somebody said, how tall is it? So I can understand what you're saying.
Nobody could believe a homosexual flying Corsair. Who do you think will buy?
Yeah,